Welcome, selection table, round 19, 6 weeks to go. And as always, the ever-changing selection panel has a few outs. The beautiful Ian Brownie is away with work. Nicholas Horsburgh is in Bali having a refreshing break. He will be back next week. But I've got the hardcore here with me. Joining me, my latest drinking buddy. We had a beer in his forest green shirt at the weekend, just gone, in a dingy bar in the middle of Marvel, surrounded by a load of sweaty Welshmen. My friend, your friend, LekDog. LekDog, how are you, mate?
Someone stopped me and was like, "Is that a forest green kit?" I was like, "Yeah." I just couldn't believe anyone else in the world would be like recognizing forest green Rovers. But there we go. They did, and it was a great time. Australians don't really get how to be soccer fans, do they? Or football fans in your language.
Yeah, there wasn't enough glass in for my liking, to be honest. It was a little bit like going to a creche, but no, I mean, it's good, isn't it? It's good, to be honest. It was a good night, wasn't it? I mean, I reckon a lot of people will have come up and said hello to you because Forest Green is a notoriously poor area in the south of England. So obviously they would have seen a green Forest Green shirt and instantly assumed you are the man for the Eckers.
I tell you what, sorry, we're already sidetracking. You need to introduce the other member. But a few weeks ago at my local supermarket at work, someone was just like yelling at me. "Ah!" And I thought they were just a crazy person. And then that person came up to me again yesterday. And it turns out they're just a Carlton fan. And his name's Ryan. So shout out to you, Ryan. I believe he watches the show. You have found where I work. Thank you for trying to give me a cuddle twice before introducing yourself.
Welcome, Ryan, mate. Welcome, Ryan. To be fair, LekDog, that is like the most English way you can ever say hello to your mate is just shouting, "Oh." Like, I do that to my wife all the time. When I'm down here, it's not babe, Mrs. Pom. It's, "Oh. And like,
yeah, you do that.
Yeah, and people will just be beckoned, summoned. It's like the calling card. But, I mean, LekDog and me had a beer. I'm still waiting for a beer. Hopefully this Saturday I'll get a beer with this great man. But joining us, journalist extraordinaire, theology extraordinaire, sometimes part-time historian, part-time comedian, all-round good guy, John O'Baroque from Gardner Stand. How the bloody hell are you?
Oh, boys. It's great to be here with you, boys. Couple of weeks off, but haven't missed much on the field. That's completely honest. No, I saw that happy snap of you boys at the football on Friday night. I was insanely jealous to miss the memo, but looked like you lads had a great time. I need to work out where Forest Green is now, LekDog. It's going to be my next research. Maybe my next research thing into finding, if I'm interested in finding a team in the 4th tier of English football or something like that to follow.
They're an interesting club.
Yeah. Do they fall under the category of over promise and under deliver?
Well, I'll put it this way. They're the only 100% renewable green officially rated professional sporting team in the world.
Right.
And that's pretty much where they focus, and football also sometimes happens.
Okay, so they'll fit right in the teams that I follow, and they will be hated by everyone who is right-wing and like, nah, fuck this, fuck that. Just stop focusing about the environment and start focusing on the bloody football, which I could put on a swanky false English accent, but someone on this panel might get a bit stroppy at me. No, but happy to be here, Pom. It's been a couple of weeks without seeing your lovely faces, and it's great to spend an hour with you boys again.
Always a pleasure, John. Hey, mate, look, I'm English. English people aren't allowed to be offended. We're way down the pecking order, so be my guest. But, I mean, I think what you were looking for is, bloody woke nonsense. I voted for a hard Brexit. Which shout out to my lads in our football group chat, because that is what we talk about all the time. Hard Brexit, my favourite thing. But we are going to settle the team. So welcome everyone. I see Langy in chat, Jay Baggers, Sean, Peter, the big guys. I've got Sandra Pasquale, Matt Gondolfo, Langy, Samantha. I am looking forward to this one. And we start nowadays, as we mean to go on, with our non-negotiables. How's that? So, LekDog, right? Chat, you get thinking as well, ladies and gentlemen. What are your non-negotiables this week at Selection, if this was the French show?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, mate. Like, it was hard to pick a team this week. Can we put available, functioning body? Can we put that in there?
Well, mate, you know what we say, don't you, on this show, right? And we've said it a lot, right? But it's availability, isn't it? That is what we always say is the best ability. Is it not?
It is the best ability.
Availability is the best ability. I believe that was a great quote, probably by the president of Quahog. I don't know. Quote me on that.
I don't think Mel West said something that intelligent in his life, to be honest, Pom. So it's definitely not him.
Might be Winston Churchill. Might have said that.
That checks out. Or it could have been every AFL coach under the sun, or it could have been even been David King, mate. You know, like what's their brand? What do they stand for? You know, availability is your best ability, and the rebuild coaches don't survive.
I wasn't expecting some impression work by Jono.
That was amazing.
This is elite.
Oh, we can do that.
Elite.
There's a few in my kit bag. There's a few good ones in my kit bag, but the Kingy one gets a good run.
Do you know what I mean? No, mate, look, that was good. Jono, I mean, on the back of that, I don't think you can get any better, but what is your non-negotiables?
Well, this is interesting. So I was one of the 30-odd thousand people at Marvel last week. I had some plans with some Brisbane friends of mine, and they went and had a lovely time, and I went and I ended up losing a lot of money which I owed a Mark Pitternet. I'll tell that story a little bit later. But for most of the time I was watching the game, you could say that the boys were having a dip. There was just a lack of class level, which was bigger than Ben-Hur, the lack of class level. And I think for the last few weeks, you could probably say that, what did I say the first time we did this exercise from? I wanted them to show a little bit of magic word fight, which we probably didn't get for a couple of weeks against Port Adelaide and Collingwood. And then I think, pardon me, from the Collingwood game, the language really started changing from the coaches and even some of the playing groups from the minimal guys that have done media since then. So I think last week we definitely saw the effort. And I think this week is you want to see care. You want to see, let's just go with care. Care for each other, care for the football, and care for the jumper.
Jumper, ball. Oh, shit. Oh, ball.
Each other.
Hey, I like that. Hey, that sounds like, back in my dating days. That sounds like something that you'd see on maybe an older person's kitchen. It would be like love, laugh, live, or whatever it is. And
live, love, laugh.
Yeah, they are. Hey, bit of Pom delving into his dating life there. I'm going to go keep it simple, right? I'm going to keep it simple, right? And I'm going to go execute, right? I've seen some good ones in chat. The wonderful Samantha, I like this. Effort and second efforts. Keep on going. Look, Sean as well. I love that one. Pressure. I like that. Pressure. Under pressure. Effort. Communication. You know what? That's come up quite a few times as well in chat. Communication we'll go with. communication, and never say die. Oh, wait. We could do this. I will never say never. Justin Bieber released a new album after 5 years. Shout out JB. Good mates, me and JB. Go way back. But that is it, chat. That is what we're looking for there. I'll take my commission as well, Justin Bieber, marketing your album. But availability is the best ability. Care, jumper ball each other. Execute. Communication, and never say never. Never give up. Some really good ones there. I love this one from Brian as well. Play for the monogram, I'm assuming. I'm assuming you don't mean anagram.
I like playing for the anagram.
I like playing for the anagram as well.
Do you know what I mean? Good spot as well. Sorry, I was just reading a bit of John Martin Luther, the original one, not the junior. So I had excommunication in my head. There you are. Is that better? Communication. You happy with all that, Sean? But there we are. That is what we've got. So now what we do is we've got my new favourite thing, right? And on your screen should be the spinny wheel of terror. Let's see who goes first. Oh, it's Jonathan!
Oh.
I've had a week of winning and going first as well. There was meant to be well, there was meant to be a power outage in our street. And this is like a planned power outage. This is the third time that they've sent notifications to do it. And where we're staying at the moment, where we're living at the moment is it's an underground garage. So usually we have to bring our cars up from a set from like the night before. So we get the message saying like, oh, there's a planned power outage. And I just write, yeah, I'll believe it when I see it, because this planned power outage is beginning to sound like the boy who cried wolf. It just never happens. And so it turns out I'm out for work at 7:30 in the morning, half an hour before they're allegedly meant to cut the power off. A couple of hours later, we get a message saying power outage cancelled, planned power outage cancelled. So my message went out to everyone saying, I won. I freaking said I told you so. Let's go. Anyway.
It can't be a planned, unplanned / power outage.
Planned, unplanned power outage. All right, so let's look at this team, shall we? So I've really made some changes that I think I've only made the 3 changes. So there's the defensive one. You are I thought I picked Harry Lemmy, mate. You
did. It's just he's just not highlighted.
He's just not highlighted.
Oh, I can change that for you. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I was just looking for the other blue boy to come in. So obviously there are the 2 forced outs in McGovern and Fantasia, so that really speaks for itself. Will White, it's either going to be Will White or Francis Evans coming in for Will White or Francis Evans coming in for Orazio Fantasia. I would like to give the game to the person that I think is most likely of the 2 of them to be there next year. At the moment, it's looking pretty perilous for both of them. But if you're putting them both against the wall, and you're picking one for the last member of the team, you're picking Will White. So I'd like to see Will White come back into the team. Harry Lemmy, well, it's now or never really for him. We probably know how it's going to go at the end of the year. So that probably speaks for itself as the last tall option left on the list to come in for Mitch McGovern. And I brought in the 2 boys down back, Sardi back from concussion protocols, and Jordan Boyd was probably the only other one in the VFL that I thought was worthy of a spot coming in this week. Obviously, would have liked to have picked Ben Camporelli, but he's gone and gotten himself suspended for a month. So that's not happening. We've got the Chera stays in after his ridiculous tribunal case last night. And pardon me. Then it's just a matter of what do you do next in terms of who do you try curtail from Melbourne? Who's their most dangerous player? And the easy answer to that is Alex Cincotta is sitting on Keziah Pickett all game, just like he did last year when he curtailed him. I know Christian Petrarca ended up almost being the difference when he went forward and kicked the 5 goals, but you can back Hewitt to go head-to-head to him at the stoppages, where he's been playing the majority of that game of games now, and can go with him around the ground. Hewitt will not be starting as sub this week as he was last time we played Melbourne, so you can definitely tick that one off. But there you go. That's really it in terms of team changes. I'm going to throw it to you guys to ask the question, and I'm going to cough and get this stupid phlegm out of my mouth.
Lovely. Firstly, before we do that, big shout out to I like you. You're very nice.
Very nice.
Borat with a 10 gifted, and well done, chat, as well. No prompting. Everyone said well done. So, hey, most friendliest chat in the world. And before LekDog asks a question, we'll throw in this. Do you think Lemmy is better deep to lead or at full forward?
So I'm going to answer this question with how I want Charlie Curnow to play. So obviously, Blind Freddy can see that Charlie Curnow has been struggling over the last, I'm going to say the whole year, but particularly the last month and a half. And that's because he hasn't had anyone else playing in the forward line who's over 200 centimeters with any forward craft. It's not Tonda Koning, who can play forward down there with good forward craft, and it's certainly not Mark Pitternet. Mark Pitternet, you are the number one ruck in this team from now until the end of the year, unless, of course, Hudson O'Keefe comes into play. And then we'll have a different conversation. So what I want Harry Lemmy to do is, yes, I've named him as centre half forward. Mind you, bit of an oversight. I want Charlie to get up the ground. When's Charlie at his best? When he's out leading, presenting and bursting out of the forward 50 and then kicking the ball inside 50 to someone with forward craft, with forward patterns that can go up and lead there. We've seen from the VFL, and Pom, you can probably speak to this because you've watched it a lot closer than I have. Lemmy's best when he's got one opponent to deal with and he's coming out of the square and can get reach. Stephen May will probably go to Charlie Curnow and they'll renew their battle. Jake Lever's going to miss. So then it's likely going to be either Tom McDonald or Daniel Turner to get the second and third matchup. You'd probably imagine McDonald goes to the resting ruck, and then it would probably be Turner that would go to Lemmy. So I'd play Lemmy closer to goal. I'll let Charlie go up the ground, but I'd also, when Lemmy goes off for his rest, I'd put Charlie a little bit closer to goal.
Mate,
well, you can't kick, mate, so get him closer to goals.
Exactly right.
I agree. And Sean asked a good question. TDK, you've picked him. There's been a campaign on this show. TDK out. He's going to be available for selection for the first time since you last were on the show, Jono.
That's true.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? You brought him back. I like it. Is TDK in the team because there was no one else available, or do you feel Tom's still got a role to play, even if he stays or if he goes?
That is a great question, Sean. I still think Tom's playing he's playing an annoying role at the moment. He's probably cornered in the sense that the club probably knows what he's going to be doing at the end of the year, so they don't want to drop him, and he has to play a different role because Harry Mackay is currently unavailable. So, and also I just can't see the club dropping him as much as I did toy with it, doing it. So I left him in purely because Vossi likes going with the three tall forwards. Simon Goodwin likes playing the three key defenders or four key defenders sometimes. So you've got to be able to match them for height. If I can just speak as well about a couple of the other boys that I've dropped in, Lockie Fogarty and Durden, and kind of pose a question to you guys in the chat around our small forwards. So, plug for something that's dropping on the Gardener stand tomorrow is with our quarterly reviews. During the mid-season quarterly reviews, I kind of put it on Lockie Fogarty and Corey Durden to really step up and be the leader of that small forward brigade. And neither of them have. And it's part of the reason why I've omitted them both this week, because I'm just so disappointed in both of them as senior players who have just not been able to step up to the mantle, not only as a footballer, but as a leader of a division, so to speak. And you look at the guys who have rotated through that small forward spot this year. Okay, Evans, first year on the list, late edition. Will White, first year on the list, late edition. Motlop still really making his way in the league and is being maligned, but is actually genuinely at a crack. And the numbers would say for what is done, he's had an all right year. But really, those boys, that group, that small forward group, and we've seen the way that Voss has tried to do this team is have your tall forwards and then load it up with small forwards. But the problem is the smalls just haven't been able to do the job. And you've seen what the best footy of Lockie Fogarty looks like. You've seen what the best footy of Corey Durden looks like when he's on the park. And both those guys just have not been able to get to that level. So that's why I've left them out. And I guess the question is for you guys is, do you feel that our game style, well, with those two boys in particular, has their lack of output this year really had a major impact on where we find ourselves as a group and as a team? And is it something that how much are you looking to address that as opposed to what our other needs are in the off season?
Good question.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think those guys, when they're at their best, they're tackling and they're converting. Durden more so than Fogarty, and they're sort of their team lifting actions. Both of those things, getting a big tackle, big chase down, defensive tackle in the forward 50, a big goal. And when they're not bringing them, there's just no energy down there. And it's not necessarily on just them to bring that energy, because it doesn't help when Charlie's not touching the ball either. But I think you're right. Like, it's up to them to do it. And you see Zachy Williams try to bring that energy. He tries to bring the excitement. Everyone loves when Zachy gets up and about, but the other guys just don't. And maybe it's just because they're down on form or whatever it is. But I think that we're lacking in that space, and they're definitely not being leaders we need them to be.
And the awkward question about Williams, LekDog, and some people in the chat might not like what I'm about to say here, is that he's been our best player over the last month when things have really gone to shit. But if you're Graham Wright at the end of the year, you're looking at Zach Williams, you're looking at what he's done over the last month, and then you're looking at his wage bill for next year, and you're thinking, crap, if we need to alleviate some salary cap room here.
Yeah. I think him, McGovern, I'll put in the big names, the big three, Walsh, Mackay, Kerno, but I think definitely McGovern, Williams, they're the type of player you look at moving on if you're coming in to make a statement. It's interesting.
Yeah. Oh,
and you don't get much for him either, by the way.
Williams.
Yeah.
No, it'd be a salary dump.
Yep.
It'd be a salary dump, but you'd offload him to a team that is looking for that type of player in their front half who could potentially use someone to win the flag.
I think with our smalls, a big part of it, and I think Sean nails it. I think when you look at the great small forwards in the league at the minute, the teams that are really maximising it, I think you've got to look at how the type of player they've got, like Neil Bullen at Adelaide. The way they move the ball so quickly, Neil Bullen is exactly like Wayne says. Forward pressure was what he was known as, almost pigeonholed by Melbourne as just this tackle beast. But you look at him now in a fast, get the ball there as quickly as possible. He now looks like he's a hybrid midfielder that can kick goals on the run, and you've seen a different thing. I think a big part of our smalls is why Owies did so well is because he could have a canny knacker taking a mark, and our small forwards aren't treated like small forwards. That we use them as halfbacks to protect the wings.
Owies was a small key forward.
Yeah, so, I mean, I think when we got rid of Owies, I always thought, okay, they're going to use Motlop, keep him as a goal hog. And for some reason, that was licensed to have 5 small forwards that were all defensive and not one kick goals. And I've always said it, for me, very simplistic. I like my defenders to defend, my attackers to score goals. Like, anything outside of that's a bonus. It's a Brucey bonus if your backman can launch from back half. It's a Brucey bonus if my forwards can defend. But I feel at the minute, everything about Carlton is defence first. And when I look at Voss's 22, I actually feel a little bit sick because it feels like defence is the paramount for selection at this football club, as opposed to maybe a little bit of je ne sais quoi, as it were.
Yeah. I think it's very much reneged isn't the right word, but they overcompensated on the defense. And yeah, fair enough. I get it's a new defensive system. It's a new defensive group and takes time to bed down, and new fitness programs probably take time to kick in, as I was saying at the start of the year. But the way we're being set up, and fair enough, you know, the league has gone towards a small forward pressure game. But the problem is it's great if you can provide pressure, and it's great if you can run one way. But pardon me, if you're a small forward, your job is to kick goals and finish the plays. And at the moment, none of our smalls are doing that. And those two boys that have found themselves out of my selected 23 at the moment are meant to be the leaders. They're at a time and a stage in their careers when they are meant to be leaders, and they are both contracted for next year. And at the moment, they will both be there for the start of next year. But gee whiz, it's a big time for them, because what's it going to say, Pom, when Tyson Gresham finds his way onto the Carlton senior list next year as an NGA and just outshines them from minute one?
Okay.
My big fear is, though, watching Gresham, watching Ison as well, see a lot of Motlop in them in the terms of defensively they don't care, attacking wise they do. If you told me in the draft Motlop would be playing at centre bounce, I would have burst out laughing and gone, what, for banter? Like, but it seems when I look at some of these kids, having watched most of them from 2017, the only tick I can give them is they've got better defensively. Some of the offense, Ollie Hollands is case in point. He looks a shell with the ball in his hands, as he did when he was playing in the Metro Country game and stuff like that, where he won best on ground. Like, he doesn't even look like the same footballer. Like, if you told me this was his brother, not Elijah, it was Tom Hollands, He's uglier brother. I've got, okay, makes sense. Can see how hard he works. So that's my worry. Gresham, I think, will be defensive.
Yeah, but so that must be a coaching directive, Pom, then, because you don't get talent coached out of you.
No, but I think it can be. I genuinely think Voss has said it ever since he's been here. Pressure, pressure, pressure. I think that is... I did a video recently on the midfielders, and Nick Dacos is the anomaly. If you look at him as in a pizza graph, he has an empty pizza in the defensive side and a full pizza on the attacking. And then you look at Jordan Dawson, who's a full pizza. Bontempelli is another full pizza player. Then you look at the Collingwood makeup, that they have this theory: why get 3 people to do one job when I can just get one person to do one job? So they'll play a real defensive player with Nick Dacos. He does all the running and defending. This guy does all the attacking. Carlton, in reality, would play Fogarty and then 3 forwards round him that don't even know what a tackle is. And go, you get 5 tackles inside 50. These guys are going to have a little bit of fun. But we're obsessed with having a half pizza, not just fucking have half.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Unfortunately, that is it.
Just the Mark Pittinet story while we're waiting. So when Mark Pittinet got the free kick and he was halfway to Burke Street, and I'm sitting with my Brisbane friend, and it's like, John, what are his chances? And I was like, I'll pay him $300 if he kicks this goal. knowing at the time, like, I'm keeping my money here. And I watch it sail and it goes in and I just like slump in my chair at Marvel. I reckon I was the only person in the stadium that was not smiling when the ball sailed through the goals.
We had a lot of fun.
It cost you $350 to go to the footy to watch us lose by 60 points or whatever it was.
Oh, it was probably the most expensive night at the footy I think I'll ever have. But to you, Mark Pitternet, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. I will listen to some Taylor Swift as my punishment.
I'm sure you know what, the way he reacted as well, I reckon that goal gets further and further back the more he tells that story. I reckon that might be one of them goals that in 20 years' time will go to a president's function. And he'll say it was from the goal square from a kick-in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Malcolm Blight kicked his goal at Princes Park from Melbourne Uni.
Mate, but Melbourne Uni in Florida. Not, well, I mean, here's my team. And as usual, I like to bring out the axe. And if you watch my preview today, thank you very much for doing that. I changed it, changed the methodology. So please give me some feedback if you like the new style of preview. We are always evolving because if you stay still, you just get bored. But what I did this week is I said that I feel like both of these sides have to have an ode to 2026. And one thing that was quite alarming, if you watch that video, as we went through the recent form, and you can see a huge cultural shift in ball movement and every data for Melbourne of how they're really tripling down on this new game style. And Carlton have done the same, but our data is getting worse because we're really focusing on that pressure mantra, and now it's starting to fall off. So I didn't change the back line. Believe it or not, even though the back line has hemorrhaged goals, I don't think it is entirely down to them. So Farrell, Haynes, Carroll, Cowan, Wheater-Enough, and Ollie Hollands, they stay. I think that is the back six. One change, Haynes, I wanted to play at fullback. Voss did make that change a couple of weeks ago, played him at centre-half back. It worked. Play him at fullback. I want O'Farrell to have the McGovern, Haynes, easy job. Keep playing out in front. Have a little bit of fun. This forward line isn't that dangerous tall-wise, so I want him to play to his strengths. Lucas Camporelli, real strong performance over the last 4 weeks, really working hard defensive, playing that kind of Akers role, but it doesn't make you want to punch your cat, which is very important. You'll notice a bit of a change. Adam Sard to wing. Reason? Basically, I've been quite a big critic of Adam Sard all year. I don't get him. I don't get any of our halfbacks at the minute. They get a lot of the ball. They do sweet FA in it. So I wanted to put Sard up here. Let's have a look at it because I think this might be a Newman role in the future. We saw Teague trial it. It worked well. Obviously, Voss wants someone with meters gained and a little bit of panache. So I'm going to float Coward and Sard through this area. Curnow to half forward. I've been crying out for Curnow to do the Mackay role for about 2 years, working up the ground. This week we did it. It was brilliant, but Voss forgot. Doesn't help if he's kicking into Fogarty at full forward on Darcy Wilmot. It's not a clever plan. So I've brought Lemmy in. And the reason I brought Lemmy in is that Lemmy this week had 4 tackles inside 50. An understated part of Lemmy's game is he's got a bit of Harry Mackay about him. So he works defensively. So I really wanted that. Ashton Moyer works up at half forward. Hudson O'Keefe straight in for TDK. I don't know what to believe. Everyone's saying he's got a throat injury, all this stuff. If it's as bad as what the media are saying.
That's just good PR, mate.
Yeah, I question why he's playing. If you've seen a specialist just to make sure he can breathe on the weekend, barmy. Pom Cotter straight in as that defensive-minded one. Will White, I've really enjoyed his game in the VFL. He's working hard. He's industrious. He stays in the pocket. Williams, I promised you, when he's paid that much money, this guy plays midfield in my teams. Flynn Young keeps his position. Chera, a warning on the bench. Lord there. And then Billy Wilson and Binns. I really enjoyed Wilson's adaptation in the last 2 weeks, playing on the ball, on the wing. I've really enjoyed that. And Jackson Binns, he's got years left on his contract, so I know a lot of people are giving up, but there's got to be a point at some stage that we look at him. And something that I've noticed the last 4 weeks of VFL is him resting in the forward half of the ground and being a little bit of a nuisance defensively. So really, I wanted to drop. I'll be honest. When I did this team, I wanted Fantasia out and McGovern because they're injured, but I desperately wanted to see a way of getting rid of Motlop, Doherty, Fogarty, and Durden. I would have picked someone in chat ad hoc. So I had to do it.
Pom. They might have already been contacted by Essendon to fill the team.
Well, I just had to get rid of them. So I figured, let's try and adapt something. If we haven't got the small forwards, let's get them playing to their strengths. So Will White and Ashton last week led our tackles inside 50, which scared me as a medium-sized player. So I've given Voss his tackles, but I've gone with two very direct players in Ashton and Flynn Young and Will White, who literally are there. So that is the team, really. I've tried to keep it simple. Hudson O'Keefe is my backup ruck, stays at full forward in the goal scorer. I loved Pete Langy, as I always do, my boy. I don't know where your comment is now, Langy, but Langy mentioned about keeping someone in the goal square to stretch their interceptors. That's what Hudson O'Keefe will do. He'll stay at full forward, try and stretch it, try and create as much gap between that half-back line so we can have a little bit of panache. That's the team, chat. Let me know what you think.
And I don't have a lot of questions because my team's pretty fucking similar, to be honest with you, Bommy. I like his... Hudson O'Keefe obviously has to be picked in the team. What do you think just about Lemmy in general? If you're Graham Wright or / Nick Austin next year, because presumably they're the two making the call. What are you doing with Lemmy? Is he part of your plans?
Well, it's no surprise that Port Adelaide today have evidently had him as one of their priorities, because you look at Port Adelaide, I did a video recently on Mitchie G and how he's really gone from the second forward to the main guy, and he's doing it without help. But you look at how Port's forward line functions, they like someone to work off. And watching Harry in the reserves, he was the backup to Liam McMahon. He's now taking it on, and you're really seeing that adaptation in him. That shows to me this guy is learning. He was the second. He's now the first, and I think he's leading it well. I think you've got to see him for 6 weeks. Like, genuinely, he's going to do one or two things. One, it's going to increase his trade value if he does show something. If he does go to Port Adelaide, they're not going to pay more or less than what they're already thinking about now as he hasn't played. So I think it's a shot to nothing. And I think when I'm seeing Voss, this is what annoys me over the last 12 weeks. Every time we find a cure for something, we fuck another department up. So Kerner working up the ground, to me, is logical. His kicking's better than Harry on the field. He's got that dart. Why the fuck haven't you done that when Harry was in the team? Because I would have loved to see Charlie kick to Harry. So now we can see it. I really want to see what it looks like. So I'm with you. It's a shot to nothing. What's the worst case that will happen if he's shit? Like,
nothing changes. Yeah, nothing changes.
He's that horrible non-free agent, so it would require trading.
Yeah, which is ridiculous, but we don't need to do that rant again today.
So
we'll save that for our regular off-season content.
Good one from Shiny Blue. Ethan Phillips has put his hand up. It would be very interesting because I would quite happily swap McGovern for Ethan Phillips as the backup.
He's been good. I was surprised we didn't put him on the list as a SSP or a rookie elevation or whatever.
Probably he's called Ethan. Any questions, Jono, about my team?
Just back on the Sard point, and having him on the wing. So I had it the other way. I had Cowan up on the wing, mainly because of what I'd seen over the last couple of weeks and him really trying to look to create and get forward. And I think moving forward, Lockie Cowan, he can really be that Jack Sinclair type. He can kick the ball. He can look to create and generate and go inside and really be that dangerous midfielder that most teams are having in that team. The one that is that little bit different has got that, not so much a turn of foot, but is powerful, can burst off the mark a little bit. So that's why I had Cowan up on the wing and flipping into the center of the ground as well. With Sard, does the frustration stem from, he's been not great this year, but, and again, I'll put it to you, is that just because no one else in this bloody side knows how to use him properly?
See, my big thing is, and I'm just looking at it now, if I look at Carlton's back six, my big problem with our back six is I don't think there's anyone on there, if you give the ball 30 times to, if I was an opposition doing an opposition preview, I'd be like, oh, you've got to watch out for Ollie Hollands. If he gets the ball 30 times, naughty. What I do is I look at it and I go, okay, it's going to be a bit of a bastard to break down. It's going to be a bit of a bastard to break down. Even if you add someone like Nick Newman, don't think he hurts you enough. So Sard is the biggest name in that back line. And when he gets the ball, I don't think Sard is the modern day halfback. I think Sard is the modern day halfback 10 years ago when everyone started to be quick. Like, even if you look at Essendon's backline this week, Archie Roberts, fantastic field kick. Angus Clark, one of the quickest players you'll ever see, right? Redmond, McGrath, Laverdy, Ridley, right? Defensively, I'm laughing at it, right? But I'm saying if one of them gets 30, if Archie Roberts gets the ball 30 times, he's going to create 6 or 7 score chains. I don't see that with our team. So I think Sard, for me, he's got to play somewhere else. And he's got a little bit of docky about him at the minute. See ball, get ball, kick the ball as high and far as I can. And ironically, we want that on the wing. So, like, I'm looking at Akers. He doesn't even do that anymore. He doesn't even kick the ball forward. So, Sard, get him going. Get him trying to make it go harder. And that's what Ollie needs. Ollie needs someone in front of him to work off and play the 1-2. And at the minute, I think that's the only way you're going to open it up. Cowan potentially hurts you. But Ollie, for him to hurt a team, he's got to have that give and go. Give and go. I don't feel like we've got anyone who gives and goes.
I like it.
Where are you, LekDog? Hey, yeah, talk to me. You brought in Billy the Kid.
Boy,
yeah, I bought in a few. I actually thought I bought in bins for Doherty, but I don't really mind which one of them's on the wing. So let's talk about Sard. Pom, I agree. I think he should be further up the ground. But I've taken him as far up the ground as I humanly can. He's at my half forward line. In theory, this is because the defensive stuff, the intercepts he does when he does his basketball jumps to stop that ball over the top, generally after he fucks something up, but he does do that little stoppage thing. I think if he can apply that pressure as a forward, in theory, he's got the boot on him to impact. And given how far back our entire team sags, if he's playing a half forward, then he's probably actually playing on the wing. So I've, for the same reasons, moved him up the ground. I bought in Billy Wilson, to help us deliver the ball off half back with Hollands and Doherty pushing up onto the wing. Doherty on the wing for the same reason that you said. It's like, if we can have you just sky the ball 50 meters if it's in the wing, we can't have you do it behind the ball, in defense. Jordan Boyd comes in without much conviction. I'm not really confident on picking him in this team, if I'm honest with you. It's just kind of like there's a list of names that are available, and there's a list of names that I crossed off because they pissed me off too much. So it left Boyd as being selectable. Lemmy comes in for the same reasons you guys brought him in, and O'Keefe comes in because he's the greatest player on our list. Gov and Fantasia out with injury. TDK out because I'm never picking him until he's either playing as a ruckman in better form than Mark Pittonet or for another club. Cooper Lord. I'm worried we've broken Lordy I'm really worried we've just ruined him, and he's actually just looks like a footballer, but actually isn't a footballer. And I don't think there's much value in having him sit kind of either as a sub or sit on the outside or anything. So he's out of my team. And Fogarty comes out because he's bad. And then the rest are lucky to stay. So the bench is people that are lucky to be in the team, plus Alex Chincotta.
Just on Lord.
From the RAF.
Yeah. Just on Lord, I think they missed the opportunity to manage him, really. Which people would have been up in our arms about and was like, why the fuck are you renting a young kid or moving a young kid out back to the VFL? I think there was an opportunity missed there, and I just honestly think he's labouring. I don't think he's bad. I just think he's exhausted and is playing because he needs to play.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Matt Gandolfo says, can we swap Chera and let Lord play that role? I mean, in theory, yes, but I just don't. I'm with you, Jono. I just don't think he's there physically.
Which is fine. Yeah. Which is
fine. You know what? If anyone in chat gets chance, and you guys as well, go back and watch go back and watch the Young Guns Metro game 2024 before we drafted Cooper. And if you want to know what Cooper Lord is, that's probably the greatest game that encapsulated what Cooper Lord is. And it's almost what you would dream of in the midfield. Guy with elite running, very quick, tight in space, incredibly quick hands. And he's got this dart, booming, long kick. And the amount of times he displayed that long kick, particularly playing with a guy who's playing this week in Oscar Smart, and how he found him and how he used his half forwards to his advantage, genuinely scary when you watch Carlton use Lord and then you watch that game, because you're thinking, okay, there's a hole in the midfield for a quick guy, quick hands, likes dirty ball, but can use it. And then you watch him play for us and watch him in that game. Now, I'm not saying he can play to that level because he was playing against children as an overager, but that is his natural tendency. And at this stage, we haven't seen the natural tendency of Cooper Lord, which makes me feel a little bit sad.
Yeah. I want to pick this team, but I just want to make one last comment. I think we're hyper-focused on Adam Chera collectively. I think broadly he's actually been all right this year. He's been not very good recently, but if we go back several years, Pom, he's doing what we thought he did. He is, on paper, an average midfielder delivering average return. So I think we're hyper-fixating on what to expect from Chera.
They're all average midfielders, and I don't think you'd find a performer on our list this year that has been either above average or elite in many categories. So I think it's just a product of the collective environment at the moment. But again, players.
But I agree with Jamie. I don't want him at halfback.
I don't want him at halfback. This is a great question by Stewson. I'm going to divert to the man who watches more VFL than anyone I ever know.
If I had to pick one halfback flanker on our list that would play for GWS, the masters of halfback flankery, a man that failed as a midfielder and then became a prolific ball-winning rebound score involvement magnet is Harry Gelston. He is a dream. He is a dreamboat. He would definitely be high up. The only reason I haven't picked him is this is a bit of Voss bias. I didn't want to pick him in a team that Voss would play out and be like, you're a lockdown. So I didn't want
That's
it.
a favorite thing to do.
So genuinely, if you said to me I had a coach who loved halfbacks, I'd be like, yep, Charleston's in. But knowing Voss would bring him in and say, you're playing on Keziah Pickett as a lockdown, I was like, I'm not ruining his career. But let's pick this team, chat. Get your defenders in, but LekDog. Which defender are you saving?
As much as I liked you having him on the wing, Lucky Cowan is going to be the defender I save, Jono.
Boo.
Adam
we can rotate him through. I don't mind.
I love it. Jono.
Boyd. I found him and I put him on the field.
He was located.
He's been located. He's been singing Oasis. and now is going to be playing football on Saturday night. He better be fucking playing football on Saturday night. I'll tell you that.
You know what annoyed me about that video is the songs. What's the story in Blackett's Morning Glory? So that shouldn't count. Him just saying what's the story. Come on. Joke. I am saving O'Farrell, and I'm making a point to put him in that third tall position. Let him play to his strengths year one, like every other year one key position defender has ever done. Stop playing him in a key position, even though that is his future. Let him learn the game. Sacrifice 100%. Haynes is 100 years old. Chat, I need 3 defenders. I need 2 keys and a backwards pocket, as I like to call them. So your names that I want 3 names from your chat because you have got an extra vote because you are beautiful. Binns, Carroll, Chera, Chincotta, Cripps, Kerno, Doherty, Durden, Flynn Young, Haynes, Hewitt, Hollands, Lucas Camporali, Lemmy, Lord, Moyer, Motlop, O'Keefe, Petternet, Sard, TDK, Wheaterin, White, Williams, Wilson. Tell you what, I felt like I was 7 again going to speech therapy and hitting my fingers as I enunciated the words. That was a flash from the past.
It didn't work. You still speak with that accent.
The accent will stay, but you would have noticed my pronunciation. Little weird pom fact, I didn't know how to speak fully until I was 6.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't a development issue. That was just more negligence on my birth parents. What happens when you get locked under the basement and just thrown live corpses to each, which sounds like it's a joke. It's partially true. Wilson, Haynes, Hollands, Haynes, Wheaterin, Carroll, Haynes, Wheaterin, Cots, Wheaterin, Haynes. Oh, he looks like Carroll, Haynes, and Wheaterin.
Haynes, Wheaterin, Carroll, I think pretty comfortably.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm also assuming Cots from SUNY was actually Carroll, but could be wrong.
You know what? Just because I'm on an ego trip, I'm going to put Haynes at fullback.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. That looks like a nice team.
Yeah,
let's have a look. So, Lek, mids.
Oh, shit. Mark Pitnet.
Oh, dear.
It's gone that one on already.
I was waiting for you going Hudson O'Keefe because that's the flag-winning player.
Yeah, let's not burn that bridge this year.
Mr. Jono.
Hold on one second. Matt Gandolfo. Is he really still on crutches?
That seems good. That seems positive.
That's classic Carlton. Midfielder. I'm going with I'm gonna go with Oliver. Oliver Hollands.
Oliver.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
He definitely looks like he goes up to the midfield when he does that little chip kick and runs on and everyone ignores him and just blazes it even further down the line. Imagine that's what he says to Cripps all the time. You know what? Just because he's got the best surname in football, and as Shiny Blue correctly said, one guy that is literally personifying Carlton's spirit is Zach Williams at the minute. So I'm picking Zachy, my namesake. Chat, 3 midfielders. We need a winger, a centreman, and a rover. Let's go back to the 80s.
Peter Flynn's just gone absolutely wild with Cripps, Chincotta, and Durden.
Look at that. That is, Peter, that is... Tell you what, if you were picking 3 to defend your house from a home invasion, probably the 3 you would select. Do you know what I mean? They'd be on my speed dial. Campos says, give it a bit of camp love. Give me that old school love.
This is a mix of players, isn't it?
This is funny.
You know what? I've got to give a shout out to my boy Cracker as well. He was the one who first put the Sard up the ground in my head. And you finally converted me. Like my wife, Cracker, you just keep nagging me about it. Eventually, I will relent and admit you were right. It's a Pom trait. Well, Cripps is definitely safe.
Cripps is safe, but then
Cripps
it's
is-
like if we're going on votes, we've got like Campo and Sard in there.
Yeah, Lord.
I reckon it's Camper, Sard,
Yeah.
and who did you want? Camper.
Campo starting Rover.
Oh, look at what a dream dib.
There we go. How must Ben be feeling now?
Look at that. He's back. He's back, baby. He's back. All right, forwards. Leckers, Doggers.
Hudson O'Keefe.
Lime green, very liquid. Jono?
Will White for me, please.
I just love the fact his surname just works for Will Shite. Would have literally called him that at school the entire time. Who am I saving? You know what? He's just about to sign a new contract. He's your friend and mine, Ashton Moyer.
Yeah.
Chat,
Beautiful.
Forwards, you've got Binns, Chera, Chincotta, Kerno, Doherty, Durden, Flynn Young, Hewitt. Flynn Young, didn't he play the original Robin Hood? Lemmy, Lord, Motlop, TDK Wilson. Was that Flynn Young? Oh, it was Errol Flynn. Ignore me.
Yeah, Errol Flynn.
Idiot. Sorry. Woof. What boffin. What an absolute boffin.
I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a Yu-Gi-Oh card named after Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn.
Was there?
Pretty sure.
Don't mind it. Look, chat. I did it last week and it didn't get through the selection committee. So I've got to change it up. LekDog, Kerno, and Motlop, don't mind it. Charlie looks like he's going to get in. Look. Oh, Wilson forward, chat.
There's a couple of
Midfield
Wilson.
forward
Really,
role.
Wilson.
Bit of zip, chat.
Zippy.
To be fair, if you're picking him and he's playing the Motlop role, Wilson all day, Voss would probably blow his load, wouldn't he? Voss, instead of playing a forward who's slow, why don't we play a halfback who's been trained as a mid who's quick? And he'd be like, oh, get me some more pants, will you, Gav?
You wouldn't know what to do.
I don't know who Gav is.
I think
Hobbs
Kerno
got-
and Lemmy. I can't tell if it's Motlop or Young or someone else. I think it might be Young.
Tonight, we are young. Let's set
Good
the
song.
world on fire.
We
We're
can't
going
pick
old
Bampo Petra because he's ineligible for at least 4 weeks.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got a thing. Chat. Who? Get ready for your sub. You're going to get one vote for the sub, but Lex sub.
On the
vote.
interchange,
For the chat.
we will be selecting. It's not great, is it? Chera. I'll pick Chera.
Can't believe Hewitt's still there, chat. But
Oh, is he?
yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
I'll fix that. George Hewitt.
I was going to say, Jesus, he's been our best on for about 12
Best
weeks.
winner.
Sols George. I will save Billy the Kid. Okay, chat. 2 names, 2 spots. Binns, Pommyinoz, Doherty, Durden, Lord, Motlop, Thomas de Koenig. Lord and Binns. Pommyinoz, he's saved. Lord and Binns. Hey, tell you what, Binns getting a bit of love, man. Lord
Pinsy's getting some
TDK,
love.
Binns, Pommyinoz. Oh, Sean, look at him. Saving the Pom Dog. Lord and Binns. Binns getting a lot of love. Lord getting a lot of love late as well.
I
I reckon
Pom Cotter's
Lord is
definitely-
1,000% safe.
So is Pom.
Is it Pommyinoz?
I reckon it's Pom Cotter.
I think it is Pommyinoz. Oh, Pommyinoz by the skin of his tegs. So that means, by my calculations,
The 2 injured guys. Motlop, TDK, Durden, Doherty.
and then McGov and Fant hamstring. We'll give him the respect.
Fogarty.
Oh yeah, and Fogarty.
What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, we're
There
missing
you are.
one. I can't work it out, but
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Sard,
7.
Sard's
1,
the
2,
other
3,
end.
4, 5,
That's
6,
the other end.
7. There you are, chat. That is the team. I like that, chat.
I like it. It's not the sexiest
like
we've
it.
put together.
Campo on the
I
balls.
like that.
Lucas
I like that.
Campo
I like
on
the
balls
bench
with
as well. Some
Wiggins.
statements made. Well, LekDog, before we let you go, what are you doing for the rest of the week? Are you still writing articles? Have you just totally given up now?
I'm done for the year. I got nothing on, except I do need to jump out and start another private stream for my other side hustles. So
okay, well,
I apologize.
Chat, make sure you go and see LekDog on X. His links are in the description. We'll get him on as well a lot on here because we'll be doing some live shows for the draft. Mr. Jono, Gardner Stand, what is going on with the beautiful Gardner Stand this year?
There hasn't been a lot going on the Gardner Stand of recent times, but as I said earlier, we will be dropping our quarterly reviews for round 18 tomorrow. So if you aren't subscribed already, you can hit that link that Pom has just put in the chat. You can put in your email address in the call to action, choose which level of membership you want, and it will arrive straight in your inbox tomorrow morning when it drops. It'll also be, pardon me, on social media and all the usual places, but the easiest way to find it is by signing up, plugging in your email address, and it gets delivered straight to your inbox. So you can read it at work, you can read it at home, you can read it whenever the hell you want or whenever you find it. Thank you so much for all your support so far this year.
Chat, you're all amazing. I'll be back tomorrow live for the Essendon GWS game. I'm putting myself through it live for the Friday night fixture. Sunday, you've got Terry joining me for Kickback with Pom. There is a surprise for you all. We've got the review of the game coming up. We'll have player of the game for Thursday and Friday. We'll be analysing. There will be a vote for you to work out who we're doing. And finally, there's something else I'm going to tell you, and I can't remember. But, oh, yeah, we've got an AFL mock draft as well, probably being in your viewing Monday. So make sure you check out the preview. Make sure you like and subscribe on the way out. Love you all. See you next week. Go them bloody blue boys.
Let's go, boys.